The University of Wyoming, a women's sorority who didn't have a problem with dudes up until last year when they threw one in because he felt pretty.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
They said, you know what, we don't like it. Well, they were told to sit down and shut the fuck up.
What the fuck?
And of course now they're suing them. But of course, by doing that, they're bigots and haters. I'm Jazz Berganza, and this.
How do you know that you're a man?
How do I know that I'm a, I guess because I got a dick.
Huh.
Is what's next. Happy Friday, guys. Jazz Berganza, what's next? Your daily dose course, common sense, facts, and salt. We hit the weekend. Well, of course, it's another day that ends in Y, and it's another day of transanity. This time at the college level, where you have a sorority in Wyoming who had a guy thrown in their midst, because he felt pretty. They were not fans of it. They didn't like it. University told them to go sit down and shut the fuck up. So now they are forced to sue the university because, this dude exposed his Bellinis. Every fun day. Every fun day. Here we go. This comes out of Red State. Transgenderism's Erasure of Women, Part 2. I was trying to find Part 1. I didn't know what the Part 1 was, but we're going to go with this one. Sorority House. First, it was transgender women competing in sports with biological women. Now, transgender indoctrination forces compliance have come to college campuses in the form of trans women, due to mental illnesses, pledging sororities. The prospect of this is not a positive one. Just ask the sisters of Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority at the University of Wyoming. Several members of the sorority have filed a lawsuit, stating that it was once a comfortable living environment with real women has become one of extremely uncomfortability and even fear. The sisterhood in question is a 6'2", 260-pound dude who just likes to feel pretty. Artemis Langford, who joined the sorority in 22, who was forced into the sorority, does not currently live in the house, but has been granted permission to move in for the fall semester in September. The members have asked the judge to declare Langford membership null and void and to award damages in accordance with the lawsuit. One tweeter, that's Texas one. Wow, couldn't they get that out? Excuse me. 7 University of Wyoming sorority sisters publicly revealed in an exclusive interview Monday a giant transgender dude is sexually preying on them and making their lives a living hell. Where are the good men and fathers to stop this? Dads need to step up. For anyone speaking out against the trans persons on a college campus these days, it's risky. But that has not stopped several members of the sorority from speaking out against not only Langford moving into the house, but the dude's membership in the organization altogether. In the lawsuit, they claim that even though Langford does not stay in the house, he does come to share meals and spend time with other members in the house. Members say that the time spent in the house, including sitting in a chair and watching them for hours without speaking. Gee, nothing pedo going on there, huh? The second floor of the house off limits to males unless someone is moving in or out. Restrooms and showers are a rather open area, also on the second floor of the lawsuit states, because, he can just, go commando and run around, and the women can't do anything about it. This dude would get fucked up. This dude should get fucked up. An adult human male does not become a woman just because he tells others that he has a female, quote, a gender identity, and behaves in what he believes to be stereotypical female manner. The Fraternity Council has betrayed the central purpose of the mission of Kappa Kappa Gamma by conflating the experience of being a woman with the experience of men engaging in behavior generally associated with women. Just because you say you are doesn't mean you are. In true transgender indoctrination fashion, every accommodation for Artemis Langford's rights have been granted, but seemingly none of the actual women in the sorority chapter. That's one tweet. New sorority pic just dropped. All but one are suing the University of Wyoming for allowing a man to live in their house in September. All I can think is the old Sesame Street song, one of these things is clearly not like the other. Gee, can you guess which one, kids?
Sisters on numerous occasions, including once when Artemis, quote, had an erection visible through his leggings. Other times, he had a pillow in his lap. There are similar stories going on about him watching the girls getting an erection, watching a girl change her top. She wasn't wearing a bra.
Dude's
He was
running
staring
around
at
with a
her. Later
boner.
that day, he appeared sexually
And you
aroused during the
allowed this
incident.
guy in the sorority.
Somebody told the woman that they had seen that he appeared sexually aroused during the incident and stood
Oh
near
my
the door with his
gosh.
hands over his genitals. He sat in the back of the sorority yoga class for an hour in December, watching the assembled young women flex their bodies. I mean,
Wow.
I
This is-
cannot
this
imagine what
is-
it was like for you gals, Hannah, in there dealing with this obvious man, but also one who's clearly getting aroused by just being around you. Can you give us some idea of what that felt like for you?
It's a weird, gut-wrenching feeling that every time I leave my room, there's a possibility that I'll walk past them in the hall, whatever setting that may be in, and it's never a pleasant encounter, and that's the scary part. It's a weird feeling just to know that I could run into him anytime, full access.
This is ridiculous.
To the house.
This is
But it just
absolutely
goes to
ridiculous.
show, like,
These women's spaces are being
we
invaded
need
by
women's
this ass
spaces
clown.
for that reason. Like, our house is our home, just
This
like
is
any else's home. Like,
Totally
you go
fucked.
home at the end of the day to feel comfortable and relax in your own skin, and you can't do that knowing that this individual has full access to your house.
It is also really uncomfortable.
Oh.
Just because some of the girls in the house, I know they've been sexually assaulted or sexually harassed. So some girls live in constant fear in their home. And our home is supposed to be a safe space. And to paint you a picture just a little bit further, men are never allowed on the second floor of our house except for move in and move out just to help us lift heavy things upstairs. So it is seriously an only female space. It is so different than living in the dorms, for instance, where men and women can commingle on the floors. That is not the case in the sorority house. We share just a couple main bathrooms on the upstairs floor, but it is just us who lives there, and it's supposed to be a safe place that we can go to rest our heads at night.
Yeah, unlike the make
And
pretend
even
safe
in a
spaces
dorm
because of
room,
microaggressions
been
and
many
what
years
have
for
you.
me, but even in a dorm room, I lived in a co-ed floor. They still had individual bathrooms. The women had the women's space to shower and do our business, and the men had theirs. And what was the situation with the bathrooms?
Oh, Megan.
at
Oh,
the
Megan, you're
sorority
so
house?
naive. It's 2023.
All of
Get with the
bathrooms are
program.
shared spaces. There are about 3, 4 if you count the guest bathroom. And they are shared spaces. There are no private changing areas for when you shower. There are no locks on the showers. And it's just...
They shouldn't have to. It's a women's sorority. It's for women only.
Goodness, and this
They
person's
shouldn't have to
moving
do
into the
that.
sorority house next year?
What's interesting about that, Megan, is that there has been an exemption granted for him, for his safety. But not for
Because of
these young
his
women.
identity, because
What do you mean?
how he feels.
Headquarters, I think, in an effort to try to protect what little dignity they have left in this whole deal, has decided that the individual does not need to live in the house, even though that's a requirement, and that you have to seek an exemption from that requirement. For example, if you have special needs that wouldn't, enable that sort of living accommodation. But in this instance, this individual has gotten preferential treatment every turn of the way, and we've seen that with the living situation. But unfortunately,
It's a fun joke. It's a fun joke. It seems that every single fucking day you get a story like this. Now, we haven't heard colleges getting hit by transanity. It was just a matter of time before they were. But for a woman's sorority, just like they have men's sorority, a women's sorority should be a safe space. Not a safe space like social justice safe space, that trash nonsense, but an actual safe space for women to just come home and chill. A group of them together, bonding, sisters, the sisterhood. That's what a sorority is. But when your sisterhood is now invaded by some ass clown who says, "Hey, you know what? I feel like a woman today." Well, would you like to join a sorority? Sure. How about the men's sorority? No. Being that I feel like a woman, I like to go to that sorority. Well, why not go to that sorority? No. No. I may be a man later on, but right now I feel like a woman. I like to go to this one. Okay, let's go to that one. This is fucking clownery. fucking clownery. And I really hope that the sorority filing a lawsuit against the University of Wyoming gets their asses handed to them. I think they'll win. I think they will win at the end, or unless this thing is called off, unless the University of Wyoming comes to their senses to say, yeah, you know what, dude, yeah, we sorority's got to go down in the toilet, man, if we do this. So dude, you need to get out. But then, of course, the risk of doing that, Homie the fucking clown decides to lawyer up himself and says, hey, you know what? I feel discriminated against because I feel like a woman. You are a bigot, you are a hater, and I am going to sue you. It's a dual-edged sword. I'm glad the women's sorority is doing this, as they should, because they are forced to do this. It's been going on since last year. This is not something new that he just dropped on him. But now, September is rolling along for the next semester, and he may be allowed to live there after being exempted the past semester. It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. People like this, douchebags like this, need their asses handed to them. They really need their asses handed to them. Because to me, if I am the fathers of any of these young women in that sorority, and I hope dads have made their point across by coming to the university and speaking with the higher ups and says, you need to get this dude out of sorority now because one of my daughters is involved in that sorority. I'm serious, because something's going to happen to him. He's going to get fucked up. So you better take care of business. I hope that's what the situation was, because if that was, I don't think they would have been suing. I think the university would have said, yeah, we've got an issue here we got a lot of upset dads, and it's not looking good for you, dude. You need to leave. You need to leave and go to a men's sorority. If not, then don't join any sorority at all, because I'm sorry, but I'm not taking the risk of angry fathers coming down here and jumping down my throat because you've got a mental illness. But that's just me. I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.